Hello and happy Saturday. We're a little early today. It's about 4:23, so that's fine. That's fine. Hope you're staying dry. You can kind of hear it at the station. It's coming down heavy. I took my dogs out earlier to go into the backyard, let them run around a little bit, and as soon as I made it back in the house with them, downpour. So, and it looked kind of sunny right before that, so it didn't indicate that it was going to storm. But as you can see, I wish I had done a little bit of a zoom feature on our radar today. But as you can see, it's a heavy downpour coming over Huntsville at the moment. You can see a good deal of that bright red over most of the Huntsville area and just outside Newmarket looks like as well. I'm seeing some heavy downpours across, honestly, Madison County and Limestone County. Sorry, I don't have my glasses in, so I don't have my contacts either. But Pulaski is getting a good downpour as well, Winchester, so it's a little hard to see the county lines here, but for the most part, we're seeing that across a good portion of our folks that are east of I-65, and that's kind of the name of the game. Yesterday, I was in Florence with the rest of our lovely, wonderful team. We got to cover the first football game of our tailgate tour. That was a lot of fun, but there was no rain on that end, and there was rain here. So it's been splitting a lot lately, and it looks like it's going to continue that split unless I'm not seeing a lot of these showers trying to build up and move to the western portion. I see some of them moving south, but the greater showers look like they're not going to move very far. So we'll see how that rolls for the next couple of hours. Max? Okay, there we go. Sometimes it likes to get caught up because there's like walls and things between here to the newsroom. But yeah, for the most part, the expectation with our humidity is for it to go down. Today's kind of been on the borderline of oppressive and sticky. As you can see, it's dead at 70. So most of us are still feeling a little oppressive as we get to the afternoon time with some of these rain chances still in the mix. We'll continue to see how that'll change for this afternoon. It could make things a little more oppressive, I would say. I would say sticky. That's like my go-to word for it, but a little more oppressive for today. Sunday's rain chances are walked all the way back to about 20. So it's going to be sticky, little on the comfy side. But looking at Monday through Wednesday, humidity is out of the mix. Everyone say thank you. We have no humidity this week. I'm excited. But it's going to feel great and amazing outside. Amazing by Wednesday. You can see that 47 there. So we won't really have to deal with some of that stickiness that we're used to in the valley now that we've got some false fall on our hands. So expectations for out the door. Today we're expecting to see those temperatures drop a bit as those rain chances came in. We got some rain cooled air, caused us to drop a good deal. But we'll continue to see that throughout. I wonder what this is, because this is not, I don't even know if I'm in the right show. Interesting. We'll go with it. For the rest of this evening, though, expectations will be to see a couple of showers throughout the night. So, like you can see here, we've got low end 80s in the next hour or two. Rain chances won't really let up until about 7 or so tonight, and then by the time we get to 8, we're going to see some cloud cover, but it's going to be a little on the dry side. We'll be drying out by that point. So here's the rain chances expected right around that time. So as you can see, things clear up a bit for the Huntsville area, and that's where that patio forecast is for. It starts to clear up there, but the heaviest of showers make their way over to Decatur. So we'll see that throughout the rest of our evening, that some of these showers will push to the west, but they don't make it past I-65 very much. You can see there's a couple of showers on Phil Campbell right around that 76-degree mark is where they'll sit for the evening too. Rain-cooled air will start to continue to push throughout our weekend ahead, so it's going to make it breezier outside and also feel cooler because we also have that blast of cold front air moving through as well. So that'll keep things on the cooler end. But with the rain chance that comes out in front of some of these cold fronts, that kind of eases the temperatures down a bit. Fun fact about cold fronts, if you would like a fun fact. Fun fact about that, they typically, when they come through an area, they can lower the temperature, like we saw in our outdoor forecast, the out the door forecast, it dropped to 72, right? Anywhere between maybe 5 degrees to 10 to 15. That's how far your degree temperatures could drop when a cold front sets in for about an hour, or if there's rain-cooled air, which is typically on the front end of a cold front. So really interesting to kind of see that forecasted and see that happen in real time. So that's why you see a lot of those areas that when they have rain-cooled air or a cold front's moving through and it's a little uneven when it comes to the valley, if it's ever really that uneven, you'll notice there's some drastic drops. They seem pretty drastic in comparison to other groups. I know we had a day that Fort Payne was still in the mid 70s because they had showers over them at the time, but everybody else was dry and they were in like the mid 80s. So it was like a crazy juxtaposition because you can see them in comparison to the rest of the map. So that's always, I feel like that's kind of the point of what I do. I'm supposed to nerd out about these things. So rain chances will continue overnight. This is midnight, so rain on the rooftop for lots of Madison County on the eastern end, I would say. So if you're like on the northeast portion of that county, you're going to see some heavy rain overnight tonight. We'll continue to see those rain chances stick around that same centralized area well into Sunday morning. So if you have an early church service or even some early morning plans, some counties could see rain chances. Looks like part of Morgan County as well. Just on the edge of Limestone County, looks like. But that'll continue to ebb and flow throughout the morning. As you can see, it's moving southeast. So it's moving away once again from our western communities that typically miss out on the good soaking rain that we get oftentimes. Rain chances will be well out the way by the afternoon, and that'll make for a relatively clear evening, but that's when we start to see some gusts pick up for us. Around 8 o'clock tomorrow night, you could see a gust of about 10 miles per hour. So breezy days to come ahead. So here's the expectation with those rain chances, though. By the time we go through Sunday, rain is likely, as we just saw. We'll have dry conditions throughout the next couple of days. Rain chances are going to be few far in between the next few days. Won't really see heavy downpours. It'll just be cooler conditions. Feeling like a false fall, so that's nice. I don't like when it's cold and rainy. You know, that it makes it worse for me. But that's just me personally. Rain chances will be back in the mix, possibly as early as Friday. But we are seeing some rain chances already for Saturday, but it looks like it wants to push it back for Friday as well. So we'll look into that. But tracking the tropics, wonder why that's red at the bottom. We're going to ignore that and look at the rest of the development here. Not entirely sure how that happened, but we'll figure that out, I guess. Anyhow, 20% chance of development as you look toward the southern portion of the Atlantic here, close to South America. Not tons of development expected. It was about 50% yesterday. I want to say they walked it back this morning and then walked it back again. So 20% chance of that, which is good because in the initial update about these, the expectation was that they were going to kind of follow in behind Aaron. And we saw how Aaron shot up overnight and thankfully has missed the coast, but they look like they were trying to take that outer curve that Aaron missed with the coast. So if these two disturbances tried to go that route, especially the one that is, parallel to the United States, but if that one decided to take the same turn as Aaron, but on the outskirts of it, we could have seen some dangerous conditions for our coastal communities. But 100% chance of development. And yesterday when I looked at this, yesterday morning. I was like, they're probably going to name this by the end of the day, if not tomorrow. It is now tomorrow. Today was yesterday's tomorrow. And haven't named it, but gave it 100%. Don't really know what that's about. I think the next update is actually in about 30 minutes. If I remember correctly, I think it's 5 o'clock. So, next name would be Fernand. Not Fernando or Ferdinand, just Fernand. Fernand, yeah. And then the name after that is Gabrielle. We have Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto with an H. Those are the next 3. So, pretty good chance for this to be Fernand right here, that 100% one. But, of course, we'll see when they decide to name it. Honestly, let's check that together because I looked at this an hour or 2 ago, and the last update was at 1:30. So I would like to see. Let's learn together. Let's see if they've updated it because I haven't heard any updates. Let's see. But yes, the next couple of names, like I mentioned, Gabrielle, Humberto. Can't remember what the I name is. Let's see. Yeah, it says it's to form Saturday. It's just a matter of when. Let's see. Because there's... Aha! It is now a tropical storm. Fernand is a tropical storm. Here we go. Alrighty. Yes, there we go. There we go. Well, look at us. We saw that in real time. Let's see. When did that happen? Oh. Well, that happened while I was prepping for this. Interesting. Interesting. Well, Fernand. There we go. I'm going to update this and you'll see it in the show as Fernand. So forget this 100% ever happened. I started to put it in there, but I didn't want to call it before they said it. I was like, if it's 100%, then it's just Fernand. Just call it what it is. Call it its name. It has a name. Call it by the name. But, Fernand is here. So now the next name is Gabrielle. There we go. All right, Max, pick it up. Let's go. All right, cool. Max likes to lag and be a little slow. Okay, so the next day, rain chances are going to be scattered few far in between, mostly in your morning. About 20% chance, and highs are in the upper 80s for most of us. 89 is where some folks will top out at. Some folks could be above that at 90, 91, just depends. Especially our western communities that don't really see much rain for tomorrow. Rain chances are non-existent for the next 5 days. Can you believe it? I'm excited. I'm so excited. But anyway, temperatures will be on the cooler side. Monday we go down into the mid-80s. It kind of feels like a roller coaster here. We're starting to take a downturn with those temperatures. 78 on Tuesday because we've got plenty of cloud cover in the mix. Plenty of cloud cover. That's going to keep things very cool. But sunshine returns on Wednesday, which will bring us back into the 80s. So we'll take a brief turn there. But Wednesday morning will be chilly. 58. So keep that in mind as you pack for the day. We're going to start in the 50s. We're going to top out in the 80s. Keep that in mind because that's one of those days that you're going to start the day with a jacket and then by the end of the day you're taking it off and you're like, why did I bring this jacket? So, same for Thursday. A little on the cooler end, but still a little cooler than expected for Wednesday morning, but as you can see, cool chances all around. We start to get back into those low end 60s by the time we get to Thursday and Friday as we have more sunshine, less cloud cover in the mix. Starts to warm back up. It'll still keep us in these 80s for a while. So rain chances are expected by Saturday. Looks like some chances want to push back into Friday, but we'll see how that goes. So far, I'm keeping it on Saturday. And then looking ahead to the weekend, it'll kind of be a rinse and repeat of this weekend. Rain chances on both Saturday. Possibly Sunday, could be about 20% passing, leftover showers really from your Saturday. But moving into Monday and Tuesday, those will also be more rain chances, meaning we could possibly have another blast of cool air by that point as well, keeping us in that low end 80 point. So let's enjoy false fall while we have it. See if it's going to stick around any longer. I like fall. I like fall and winter. So, yeah. But for forecasting purposes, I mean, this is, it's kind of tricky sometimes when you have these false falls, because you look at the temperatures, like putting 50s in our forecast. I was like, are you sure? That's nerve-wracking to think about. You know, it's like, is that real? You know, you kind of have to consult different models to make sure, but all of them are very consistent that we'll be in those mid and upper 50s. So first 50s of the season. Exciting. But yes, looks like next Friday will be much more dry than we had for this past Friday. I know some folks had some rain chances, like I mentioned, east of I-65. Saw a good deal of rain yesterday. So keep that in mind. Hello, everyone. But yes, with that being said, we have our 5 o'clock today. It's going to be on our fast cast. It's going to be a quick version for you. There's some NASCAR coverage on the station, on the channel, so we will be doing a virtual version of our 5 o'clock. So don't worry, you'll be able to get your news. If you hang in right here, hang in on YouTube, we'll be able to get you news wherever you receive it. So keep that in mind for this evening, but we'll be back on air for your 10 o'clock show. I'll be at maybe a couple minutes behind. We have a lot of sports that's happening today, so go figure. But of course, we'll be right here keeping you up to date, giving you the timelines and what to expect for your forecast for the rest of the weekend. I hope you enjoy your Saturday, rest of your Saturday, and the rest of your weekend. Stay dry, folks. Drive safely if you are out and about, or if you have plans to be. There's still some rain chances in the mix for this afternoon and evening, and enjoy the false fall. I will see you guys in a few minutes for the 5 o'clock.